Okay, let's just jump right in. What would you do if you could get back an hour of your day every single day? I mean, really think about that. And this isn't about, just working faster or grinding harder. It's about working smarter. So today we're going to look at 5 specific AI tools from OpenAI that are actually making this happen, like right now. And look, we're not talking about shaving off a few seconds here and there. No, no. We're talking about a solid 40 to 60 minutes. That's a real chunk of time, back in your pocket. I mean, what could that extra hour mean for you? Maybe it's finishing that big project early, or finally getting time to brainstorm something new. Or, hey, maybe it's just heading home on time for once. So let's break down exactly how these tools pull it off. All right, so let's meet the team. And I really want you to think of these 5 tools less like separate apps and more like a whole productivity suite. They're all interconnected, right? Each one kind of builds on the next, and together they create a system that can, and I'm not exaggerating here, completely reshape how you work. Okay, first up is ChatGPT Enterprise, and you've got to forget thinking of this as just some chatbot you ask questions to. The way to think about it is as the new engine room. It's that central, powerful force that's just chugging away behind the scenes, driving all the important workflows across the whole company. So, how does this engine room actually work? Well, it basically takes over all those tedious tasks that just clog up your day. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Summarizing those super long documents, drafting the same kind of emails over and over, or pulling together data for yet another report. This thing literally collapses hours of that kind of grunt work into seconds. It's all about just clearing out that backlog so you can actually focus on what really matters. All right, so if ChatGPT Enterprise is the big engine room, then tool number 2, custom GPTs, well, they're like your specialized crew. I absolutely love this analogy of them being digital interns because it just clicks, right? You're not just getting one generic assistant. You're literally building a whole team of these interns, and each one is an expert trained for a very specific job. And this is where it gets seriously powerful. Just imagine it. You've got a custom AI for your marketing team that knows your brand voice better than you do. You've got another one for HR that totally gets your hiring process. Another for the finance folks that can tear through a spreadsheet in seconds. See? It's all about embedding this specialized AI brainpower into every single corner of your company. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a bit futuristic, a bit sci-fi. Well, take a look at this number. This is not a hypothetical what-if scenario. A single company, the big financial services firm BBVA, is already running over 4,000 of these custom GPTs internally. This is happening today, right now, at a truly massive scale. Okay, so far we've mostly talked about automating the kind of boring, routine stuff. But our third tool, this one's different. This is all about tackling the really tough problems. It does this using something called reasoning tokens, and the easiest way to think about that is just giving the AI more thinking time to chew on a complex, multi-step problem. And that is what lets it do the real heavy cognitive lifting. We're moving way beyond simple summaries here and into actual, deep problem solving. And that flows perfectly into our 4th capability, coding assistance. I mean, this really shows you the fundamental shift we're talking about. The old way? If you wanted to automate something or build a little internal tool, you had to, get in line and wait for a developer. The new way, even if you've never written a single line of code in your life, you can just describe what you need in plain English, and the AI builds it for you. This is just a massive game changer for anyone who isn't a coder. And that brings us to our 5th and final tool, which has this kind of great memorable name, Aardvark. And just like the animal, it's designed to sniff out stuff that's hidden. But in this case, it's hunting for security vulnerabilities in code. This is OpenAI's specialized tool for automating that super critical and frankly really time-consuming job of checking for weaknesses. And the impact here is, well, it's dramatic. Think about it. A manual security scan that could tie up a team for hours can now get done in minutes. So this isn't just about saving time. It's about letting your teams build and deploy stuff faster, but also more securely. It's just a huge, huge win for efficiency. So, there you have it. Those are the 5 tools. But what happens when you put them all together? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture for your workload. Because the real takeaway here, the big idea, isn't just about working harder. It's about fundamentally changing what work even means. And this is the core idea right here.
The real magic of this whole suite isn't just that it handles one kind of work. It's that it lets you offload both the simple, repetitive stuff that just drains your battery and the really complex, heavy thinking that can bring projects to a grinding halt. It's like a two-pronged attack on all the things that slow you down. Which kind of leads us to this final and pretty profound shift in how we think about all this. What if AI isn't just another tool that we use, like a hammer or a spreadsheet? What if it's actually becoming something more, like a new kind of cognitive partner? And that leaves us with one last really critical question. If AI can handle both the routine stuff and the heavy cognitive lifting, then what's left for us? What becomes the most crucial human skill? In a world where we have a partner this capable, what should we be focusing on? That's the big question I think we all need to start wrestling with.